It's your boy Online Davo, and we back with another video. Look, we got a video by Maury. David is facing murder charges. Now we finally got an update on the David and Celeste case. RP Celeste, RP that young lady. We gonna get into this and see what bro talking about. Come on.
All right, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you guys are in the world. I have another update here regarding the David case, and if you guys don't want to watch this, skip it, because I know not everybody want to watch content like this, so therefore, obviously, you're not obligated. But for those of you who are interested, we have major updates from multiple different outlets today regarding David being possibly and likely indicted by a grand jury for the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. So to jump right into it, TMZ says David likely to be indicted in Celeste Rivas Hernandez's murder, which is a good update. They say singer David will likely face murder charges for the death of Celeste Rivas, and that's because the grand jury that's hearing the case will be asked to hand down an indictment, sources tell TMZ. And to quickly go over what a grand jury indictment is, for those of you who don't know, a grand jury indictment is a formal accusation by a group of citizens, usually 16 to 23 jurors, that there's enough evidence, probable cause, to proceed with a criminal trial for a serious crime, essentially saying, and I quote, yes, there's enough evidence to formally charge this person, put them on trial for a particular crime. Typically, it's a required step for federal felonies and happens in secret with only prosecutors, witnesses, and court staff present, and requires a majority.
Usually 12 plus ish. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know how the process went for that. Damn, okay, so they seen enough. I mean, what, you got the Tesla shit, you got the being at the apartment, you got the pictures and all that. So I could see it. I mean, hey, shit's starting to get real for you, nigga. You gonna have to start, hey, come on now.
Vote, usually 12 plus, to issue a true bill. And a true bill is a bill of indictment document found by a grand jury, the people, the jurors who voted on this, to be supported by sufficient evidence to justify the hearing of a case. So with those technical words out of the way, you understand the meaning now. Jurors out there, they're hearing this case in a secret location somewhere, and they're having to vote on this, which I'm pretty sure the jurors are going to vote yes, move forward with the trial after all the evidence we've seen. It's undeniable at this point. Additionally, TMZ says there was a report last month that
honestly, at this point, it's a waiting game. I'm pretty much waiting on like, yo, when is we gonna start seeing some shit? That's why I was like, you know what? I'm a watch videos on it when some new updates happen. Because, you know, with cases like this, it'll be 10 different news outlets posting the same information throughout the week. So it's like, is there really an update? So that's why I was like, okay, we got something to watch. We got some shit to lock in on tonight.
The grand jury was, and I quote, investigative grand jury, a grand jury that helps authorities gather evidence, but one that does not indict. An investigative grand jury can be useful to subpoena and then force uncooperative witnesses to testify. And by the way, for those of you who are curious, yes, grand jurors who are on the investigative side do get paid. According to Google, investigative grand jurors are paid, but the amount varies significantly between federal and state courts. So yeah, they're saying you get like $50 a day if you're randomly selected in the juror lottery for federal felony cases like this. So that's a cool bit of information to know in case that ever happens to any of us. Hopefully not though, because people have jobs, they have work, they have kids. I mean, getting paid $50 a day to do this does not seem like much, but anyway, an investigative grand.
And that shit, but it's not no, you get a lunch. I mean, you probably, you do probably get lunch breaks and shit like that, but only $50 for the whole day. You got to call off work. You probably going to use your sick pay, if you even got any sick pay. So it's like, damn. Like, they're probably like, yo, this nigga's an inconvenience to my life. Get him up out of here. But we know, like, people shouldn't just be like, yo, let's just accuse the first person. Let's just find him guilty and go home. Like, you know, let's not do that. Look over the evidence. But there's definitely some people that's probably like, man, fuck this nigga. I'm trying to go home. Guilty. I already know.
Jury can be useful to subpoena and then force uncooperative witnesses to testify. They say, our sources say, however, the grand jury that has been hearing witnesses in the Celeste Rivas murder is actually one that will vote on indictments. So this grand jury is investigative and also going to be voting on the indictment. So they're probably going to be keeping both jurors for the investigative part and.
Damn. Okay. So if that's the same group of jurors that's like, yo, there's enough evidence to send a trial, then they're probably like, they're they're probably leaning like, yo, this nigga's probably guilty. Because if they're like, yeah, there's enough to sentence a child, this nigga most likely did this shit. So, ooh, okay. Brody might be looking cooked. I'm not gonna lie.
The indictment finalization process. They also say multiple sources tell TMZ that authorities, including prosecutor Beth Silverman, believe David was involved in the death of Rivas. And I mean, like, bro, anybody, a baby in his crib with a binky could see that David likely has something to do with this murder. I mean,
bro, these niggas be staying the obvious. Yes, duh, nigga, yeah. Duh, he was involved. We just don't know how, like how much he was involved in it. But we definitely know he was involved, allegedly.
It really doesn't take many brain cells to figure that out. Unless you believe, and you're one of the conspiracy theorists out there that believe that he has been set up. I've heard rumors out there about that. I do believe anything is possible in this world, but that does seem far-fetched. It's not out of the realm of possibility, but I mean, good God, if you're being set up, if I'm an innocent man and I had nothing to do with this, mind you, I still believe David was in an intimate relationship with Celeste, but he may have not killed her. That is possible. Anybody in that situation is still gonna be effed, but at least come out and say, listen, yeah, I did that crime. Sure, I'm gonna go to prison for that, but I sure as hell did not murder her. That was someone else setting me up. So, yeah.
Private investigator Steve Fisher told News Nation tonight there was a burn cage incinerator and
we found a chainsaw, brand new. It was with the incinerator. And there's no purpose for a chainsaw to be at this rental house.
Famed defense attorney Mark Garagos.
This is not going to end quickly or easily.
Says even if David is indicted for murder, he has a good chance of being granted bail in LA County.
First of all, I just got to say,
what?
A good chance of being granted bail in LA County is not surprising nor shocking whatsoever.
Bro, they out here having motherfuckers body decay and like what? Don't get this nigga no bail? Hell nah. But we know money talks, right? Money talks. A lot of corruption goes on in these places, but I'm not surprised at all.
Been railing against California and their laws and their lax crime policies for years. Whether you dislike when I say it or not, the crime stats in California, the homelessness epidemic, the rampant drug use and overdoses are apparent. Whether you want to live in delusion or not, it's up to you. Additionally, I want to say, what the fuck? Did I just hear that private investigator not only talk about a...
Yeah, California got a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. It just, depending on where you're at financially, is going to vary on how much bad and good you're seeing.
Burn cage, of which I talked about before in my last day video, being on the property, but also a chainsaw.
And
like, if you make enough money to go and really truly experience California, then it's going to be a trade-off for like, yeah, you know, California is like, you know, it's like, yeah, it has homelessness and all that, but it has all these beautiful mountains, has all these beautiful beaches and all that. That's different from someone who can't afford to travel and they barely leave their city. It's gonna be, yeah, there's a lot of homeless people around here, but the pier is nice, or like, oh, you know, the avenues is pretty cool. Like, it's two different experiences, but they live in the same city, you know. But that's where the financial part come in.
There's no purpose for a chainsaw to be at this rental house.
A chainsaw at a rental house. I don't think ever in my entire 20 plus years of being on this planet and living alone since what, 2021, have I ever decided to purchase a chainsaw or needed a chainsaw for any reason. Now, you know.
What is this nigga doing with a chainsaw? What is you doing with a chainsaw, bro? Like, come on. This shit, man.
Don't know what David does in his personal life. He may be into wood. He may be into chopping down trees. He may have a tree chopping down business, cleaning up shrubbery and long trees that are about to fall over. Business, hobby, side hustle, whatever. It is entirely possible. I don't know. Can somebody out there tell me? But I highly doubt a chainsaw would be needed for a multi-platinum recording artist in the Hollywood Hills in a multi-million-dollar mansion just, you know, on the property.
Yeah, also, he could hire that shit out. Unless he just a type of person that still does everything by itself, from cutting trees down and all that he don't want to hire a service. That's cool, but what's the likelihood of that? Like, be real. So he could have hired that shit out if that's what he gonna say the chainsaw was used for. So yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
for whatever reason. Like you know what? I can't judge what a person does in their home. If they want to have a chainsaw in their home, they're gonna have a chainsaw. It is fully within their right to just buy a random chainsaw. You know, surely this couldn't have any links or possible connection to the murder of Celeste. Surely not.
Argument that will be made is it's a
Wait, hold on. Hey, who's the girl? You are a Fed? Oh my God, this nigga knew exactly what he was doing. Jesus Christ.
The murder of Celeste. Surely not.
Argument that will be made is it's a circumstantial case. He has not fled. There is no risk of flight.
The body of the 14-year-old Hernandez was found in the trunk of David's Tesla in
14.
September. It could be several weeks before prosecutors conclude their
14. Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, I know her age already, but it's like, damn. When you really think about it, like, yeah, it's a when you think about it past a number, it hit different, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, yeah, the number 14, yeah, the number 14, okay. But number 14, 14 years on Earth, 14 years as a human, barely brain, not even close to being fully developed yet. Nigga, you're sick.
Presentation to the grand jury, but if David is indicted, he could be forced to surrender immediately.
I just gotta say, how has I have so many questions, but one of them is, how has nobody captured an image or a video of David at this point? Like, has he not? Where is he, bro? Like, where is David and where does he currently live? Like, bro's gotta be in the middle of nowhere, in the mountains of Wyoming, bro, the trenches of Utah, the goddamn hills of Georgia, to not have been seen at this. This man is one of the most famous people, literally globally, in the world right now.
Damn, now that you say that, I definitely ain't seen no picture of bro. Damn. Bro definitely is hiding in the cut. Hey, look. Hide the best way you can, nigga, because they gonna come and get your ass, bro. And you earned it. Congratulations.
Right now, bro, hundreds of millions of like people, I think, at this point have seen this man's face. Genuinely speaking. Where is he? Like, I'm getting spooked now. This is getting to Epstein levels of creepiness for me, because now I'm just like, I'm questioning the simulation at this point. And yes, it is being reported that a chainsaw was found in this man's home, bro. That is insane. I don't know why I'm focusing on this particular detail, but given the fact that everything we know, burning, chopping ups of body parts and all that, a chainsaw is just like even more damning. And after further digging, according to Grok, the AI assistant from Twitter, they say David, the singer, has not been seen in public since the scandal involving the discovery of Celeste Rivas Hernandez's body in his Tesla emerged in mid-September 2025. So October, November, December, it's been over 3 months. It's 4 months almost now at this point. His last confirmed public appearance was during his Withered World Tour, performing at the Crystal Ballroom in Portland, Oregon. So this is the last.
So bro ain't been outside since September 15th? Damn near 3 months? Damn. Bro went into hibernation.
Last time he's been seen by anyone from the public. On September 15th, 2025, subsequent tour dates were canceled amid the ongoing investigation, and he has made no public comments or appearances since then. Reports of online activity, examples like gaming or unrelated videos, do not count as physical.
Yeah, that nigga just in incognito mode, bro. That's all he is.
Sightings. So yeah, man, this man, if he is in an undisclosed location, anytime he steps out in public, he's likely wrapped from head to toe. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the country right now, like in the boondocks somewhere, some rural, small ass town.
Hey, shout out my boy for the video. You did your thing. Honestly, bro, wherever he at, he better be getting his mind right, his mental right. Whatever God he believes in, he better pray to him until he can't pray no more, because he gonna need it all. All right, and even then, it ain't gonna be enough. All right, you know what you did, bro. You know what you did. Okay, R.I.P. Celeste. Hope baby girl gets some justice. I'm gone. Peace.